Hello and welcome to Longship Gaming. It's a casual Sunday, the first casual Sunday video I've done in a very long time, but we've crossed the 500 subscription mark on YouTube, so I thought it would be warranted to do a little video about, where we've come from, where we're going, and of course, to thank every single one of you. Anyone who's ever viewed a video, subscribed, liked, or commented, I appreciate all of it. I do this largely for fun, but knowing that people are getting entertainment out of what I do is really gratifying and spurs me on to do more, improve how I make the videos, and mix things up a bit in the future. So I just wanted to take this opportunity to go over, where we've been and where we're going. So, just to give you an idea, I started this channel back in February 2022. Since then, we've had 52,000, more than 52,000 views, more than 9,000 watch hours, more than 906,000 impressions overall. Of course, as I said, we've reached over 500 subs, and I've so far put about 110 plus videos. By the time this comes out, there'll be more, of course. But yeah, it's been. I look back on that, and I'm quite surprised about how many I've done in that period of time. We are closing in on soon enough, probably early next year, 100 gameplay videos, solo Marvel Champions gameplay videos. And I'm still having a lot of fun with the game. Even though they haven't put as much out this year, I'm still having a lot of fun with it. And I'm going to continue doing that every Monday, conceivably going forward. But I also want to change things up a bit in the future to add some additional content. I'll explain why when I get to that section. So I've got some plans for the next little while. It's coming up on the end of 2023, so that means everybody's favorite listicles. So I want to do an update to the Best of Marvel Champions. I did one at the end of last year, which was a lot of fun. So I'm going to do a Best of Marvel Champions 2023. So looking at the trends in cards this past year, any new archetypes, what heroes really stood out. Now, mind you, we all know that not much came out in 2023, so it's not going to be that long a video. There wasn't that huge of a shakeup, but there's been some big changes. I need to wait until, of course, Deadpool and X-23 are out. Deadpool adds the pool archetype, so that who knows how big of a shakeup that's going to be. So I need to wait until those are all out to actually have some kind of worthwhile or cogent opinion. But I'll be sometime, I figure, early December, maybe mid-December, when I get to it. It also includes what I feel about the state of the game and where we're at for Marvel Champions, especially as we know, as I said, we didn't get that much in 2023, and I wonder if that's how it's going to be going forward. Then I want to do a 2024 Marvel Champions predictions. That's going to be late October when I put that one up. And also a reflection in that video, because I did one to predict what might happen in 2023. As we all know, things were very different than we thought they would be, probably. So that's going to be a fun video to do. So that, yeah, about late October, I think, by the time that one comes out. An update to our hero ratings for 2023. So I did a series, I did 3 videos in 2022 that looked at all the heroes that were out at the time, and I think they're kind of fun. I rate them on a number of different criteria, and we've had, since I did that one, we've had all of the X-Men block and now X-Force. So again, that one's going to have to wait until X-23 and Deadpool come out, but I figure I'll probably get those up sometime early in the year. So I think, unless I'm really ambitious, then maybe in December, but I really doubt it. I need to spend more time with Deadpool and X-23 to, and current heroes too from the X-Force block. I played them, but I haven't played them a ton yet. So I'm looking forward to doing that one. I did do. I should point out. I did do an X-Men block review on its own on the channel. I encourage people to go to have a look at that one. And there's a shakeup in that one, a fairly significant one from how I rated certain heroes. So you'll see that in the upcoming hero rating video, how she has changed. A little spoiler there. Or a little hint, I should say. And then lastly, I've got a Frosthaven Tips and Tricks Part 2 video that looks at what you can expect by the end of year one. So one entire summer and one entire winter cycle. The game really takes on a different feel by the end of the first winter, I find. So I've put together a list of, I've got 9 tips in there right now, or, things to look forward to or things that you might want to focus on. Uh, that one will come out late October. Shouldn't take me too long to do that one. Frosthaven continues to be an excellent game, and we're certainly after this many sessions, really into the flow of things. So I look forward to sharing those more as I see them anyway, tips and tricks. So this sort of ties into, I don't want to say the lack of Marvel Champions content. I mean, there's so many heroes and so many scenarios and so many modulars. I mean, really, it is endless in terms of the combinations. But as anybody knows, what drives interest to a game is that you have new stuff. So last year, with Marvel only having, where only 8 heroes were released in 2023 and only the 5 scenarios, it does sort of, you do want to have that new stuff because as a content creator, you want to have the new stuff. You want to share that new stuff. Unfortunately, there wasn't that much of it. So to that end, I feel that I need to branch out a bit. So I've done it in the past. I've done sort of one or two videos for things like Imperium or Aeon's End or Warp's Edge, other solo games. Some work solo, I find, some don't. So Aeon's Edge, for example, I find works better as an in-person game with 2 or more players. I find the solo game running 2 of the heroes in that one not all that exciting. Plus, those games are very long and they're more puzzly. That's the same thing that happens with Warp's Edge. It's a very puzzly game. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of dynamism to it. Imperium Classics I absolutely love, and I think I don't know whether this is the case. I doubt it. The next expansion that they're putting out next year, I think, the big box. I'm wondering. I'm hoping for a change in the solo mechanics for that one to speed it up some and to also give you a better idea of when you're playing, how well you're doing during the game itself. So for now, that's a game I'm going to be playing off camera. The games are very long. They are hard to follow in terms of like the scoring. You don't really know how well you're doing really until the end of the game. So unless there's a big change in that one, I don't think I'm going to be doing any more of those videos. Okay, so to my point. 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, I crowdfunded a game called Earthborn Rangers. So Earthborn Rangers is in the mode of an LCG, like Marvel Champions, Arkham Horror, and Lord of the Rings. In fact, designers of those games started their own company or contributed to this new company and produced a game that is in the vein of an LCG. They don't call it that, but at its core, that's what this game is going to be. So I actually just got the shipping notification, finally, after all this time, for Earthborn Rangers. And I've been looking forward to it a lot. To give you an idea of what it is, it's a post-apocalyptic game, but it's set many years after nature has recovered somewhat and people are more in tune with their surroundings. And you play a ranger or a group of rangers who are newly trained who go out into this valley that they live in to help to protect this new wilderness that they're in. So it is post-apocalyptic, but it's not grim. It is dealing with what the results of this cataclysm were, but in a more hopeful way. It is a based game, so I am going to be playing that one as a campaign. And by the looks of it, the footprint is small enough that I can actually get it easily on camera with the equipment that I have. And every session is done by day. So I could probably fit. I'll know better when I get my hands on the game, but if it's by day, I can do a quick video on just playing that day. Then the campaign progresses for each day that you go through, and sort of, um, there is a guided path through it, but you can also just go off. It's an open world, so I'm really looking forward to this game. I have more details. I do plan to do an unboxing and a components and explainer video. The explainer video will probably be part of like the introduction in terms of the rules and explain what all the cards do. But the unboxing component one I'm excited to do because this game was produced in a way that many board games these days aren't, with a real uh, thought towards sustainability. So I'll explain that more again, unboxing and components, and then going forward the solo campaign. My plan is, unless each game goes really, really fast, then once every 2 weeks maybe. But if the days go really quickly, then maybe even once a week. But I'm really looking forward to providing content for Earthborn Rangers. And then next up, this is going to be a bit strange, but in the new year, there is a new Star Wars TCG. So not an LCG, but a TCG coming from Fantasy Flight. Normally, I wouldn't pay attention to trading card games. I have a history with playing Magic the Gathering. I come back to it every 10 years or so. And I think I'm coming up on the 10 years since I played it a lot. So back in, I don't know, 2013, 2014, I was playing it quite a bit, playing a lot of limited, so draft and sealed at an LGS just because that's the only outlet I had at the time to be able to go and play games regularly based on my work situation. I think probably that was 2015 to 2017 or so. So I was into it. And again, Magic is a perfectly fine game. I still have Commander decks. But I'm looking for something different. I'm looking for a different card game. I don't want to play Lorcana because I just don't care about Disney properties. Well, okay, I'm fully aware that Star Wars is a Disney property, but whatever. Um, I Lorcana doesn't interest me. A bunch of the other ones that are coming out just don't have the how shall I put it, the legs to survive in the market these days. Unfortunately, I've done a couple of videos on Keyforge. I love Keyforge as a concept and as a game, but because there isn't really any retail support for it, at least here where I am in Toronto, it sort of died on the vine. So it is for me either playing that game casually is the way to go, or playing the solo adventures. So this brings me to the Star Wars Unlimited TCG. I was intrigued by it. I heard about it. I was intrigued by it because they specifically mentioned that draft and sealed are going to be a focus or, a capability. So, like the pre release event that they're planning to do next March is going to be sealed focus. So, you're going to get a bunch of packs and you can put together your decks. So, each of the boosters comes with again, I'm not going to go into too much depth. There's plenty of videos out there about Star Wars Unlimited, but the idea is you're defending a base and you have a leader, and the leader can sometimes take place in a battle under certain circumstances, but you're trying to reduce your opponent's base, which has its own special abilities. You're trying to reduce its hit points to 0, and you have 2 lanes. You have a ground lane and you have a space lane. So it's both sides of Star Wars. Character-based battles, space-based battles. And it has alternating activations too. So it's plays more like a um, miniatures game like Marvel Crisis Protocol or Infinity or something, where it's not you go, I go, so you're not just waiting on your turn. There doesn't seem to be any interruptible events in it either, so you're playing one card at a time. Anyway, each of the boosters are going to come with a hero and a base. So at a sealed, you'll have a lot of variety of being able to pick what characters work with what. Well, basically the different colors. I can't remember exactly what they are now, but the colors of the deck, the themes of the deck, um, and it sports draft apparently as well. So I want to cover this based on the fact that I think that because it's got the Star Wars name attached, it's produced by Fantasy Flight, it's very LGS friendly by the seams of it, or by the looks of it. I think it has legs where other TCGs don't. So this all depends on whether or not come March, I think March 8th of next year, and then real, competitive gameplay for it starts in May of 2024. If it takes hold in the city, I plan to actually do some draft and sealed focused coverage of the game. There's a LGS that's relatively close to me, 20, 30 minutes. Um, I could see myself, if draft and sealed were a consistent thing, at least attending it every week as something new to do and scratch that collectible card game itch that I don't want to go back and play Magic for. So something definitely different. I always enjoy getting on the ground floor of games like these, and I think it'd be fun to do coverage. So again, different from what I normally do, but hopefully, again, entirely contingent upon the fact whether or not it takes hold in the city. So here's fingers crossed that it actually does. So, now that we've crossed 500 subs, I'm just trying to think about where to go from here in the future. Um, for the channel itself, there's a community page. I want to start posting things up on there, polls. I want to get ideas of what people want to see on the channel. I mean, that's the last point here. What would you like to see? Please tell me in the comments. Tell me in the comments of this video, what would you like to see me do on this channel going forward? No suggestion is too wild. Well, I mean, I guess some would be, but so I want to make better use of the community page. I was thinking about moving into live streams, depending on what that live stream might be about. I would love at some point to do multiplayer games because I'm also a miniature games player. Like I'd love to do games of Crisis Protocol or 40K on camera, but that takes some more setup and more space than what I have right now. So that's a nice to have. Maybe I can figure out some way just to do it for card games. Again, with Star Wars going forward, or multiplayer games or campaign games. We'll see. Again, that's going to take more equipment than I have right now. Now I can open up memberships, but I mean it depends on what that would do. I have to look more into that. I know that if I were to put up memberships and people were to start to fund that, I can say that all the funds that I would raise for those memberships would go right back into the channel again for more equipment or more games that might be interesting. It depends on what people want to see. But either way, for me, it's an exciting new opportunity to expand the channel, to do some different things, and also to keep on doing the same thing I have been doing, especially with Marvel Champions. I still love that game dearly, and will still continue to put out gameplay every Monday like clockwork. So, I would really love to know what everyone would like to see. Please comment on this video, please let me know. Again, nothing is too wild, but I mean, I guess some things are within reason, within community guidelines reasons. To sign out again, I'd like to say thank you very much for everybody who's watched the channel and supported it. I really appreciate it, and I can't wait to see what the future holds. Thanks very much.